Trisha Haas is from mom.com. You're a mom, you're a professional blogger,
Right.
and you're going to be cooking for us today. This is something that's very easy, you said, for anybody, whether you have a family, whether you're single. Slow cooker taco soup. Sounds really good.
It is good, and it's easy for you to make however way your family likes it. You know, we think of tacos, a lot of times we think of spice, and you can add spice to it, or you can keep it really tame. So from the smallest member of your family to, you know, the grown-up daddy who wants something really spicy, you can do that. So that's up to you as a cooker in your house.
And this is something you said can be used as an appetizer or an entire meal.
Well, you would have to have a big stomach, but you can definitely use it as an appetizer. And last time we made it for my family, I actually picked up some bread bowls and put it in there, and that was really fun too.
Oh, I love doing the bread bowls. Okay, so what ingredients are we going to need to get started?
Okay, it's really simple. You're going to need beans. I use black beans. You can also use kidney beans, but I think these are a lot more attractive. And you use the diced tomatoes. Make sure, a lot of times they come with spices in them. I would just use them without that.
Okay.
You've got regular whole kernel corn, and you can also use a frozen bag if you prefer.
Okay.
And you want 2 of the beans. And so we're going to go ahead and, well, we should probably turn our oven on.
Yeah, that's usually a good idea. And what temperature do you want to have that on?
If you are cooking it on the stove, I would say medium to medium high.
Okay.
Now, as we said, it's slow cooker taco soup. For this purposes, I want to show you can do it both ways.
Okay.
So if you've got a lot longer time, this is a better way to do it, and you can add the slow cooker liners, which means there's no cleanup at the end. Have you
I've
seen
never
these?
used those.
It'll change your life. So
Really?
you put them in here, and then when you're done, you don't have to. It's one less dish.
I like that.
So you can put this. You can pour everything in here, or you can do it over on your stovetop as well, which is kind of how we're going to do it here.
Okay, and either way. And sometimes, you know, these Thermador cooktops, they only take certain pots and pans. So let's see if that may be what's going on.
Okay.
It may not like this pot.
Well,
that could be the problem.
That could be it. It could just be, okay, we'll try here right in the middle where we're going to put the other one.
That sounds good. It likes that one.
Okay,
it likes that spot.
Okay. So you want to go ahead and add all of your ingredients, which we've already prepped for you.
And about medium heat?
About medium heat when you're on the stove. Now, if you're doing it slow cooker, if you've got a long time for 4 hours, you can do it on low heat.
Okay.
Or you can do it on high heat for 2 hours. And that really allows all the flavors to blend in. And that's kind of why I like the slow cooker version a lot better.
Love the slow cooker.
And this is a smaller, I only have 4 people in my family, so this is well, there's going to be a lot of food here, but this is the smaller version. You can double this, of course.
Yeah, and you can freeze it too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Look
all
at you
about freezing
thinking.
some
Look at you
things.
thinking.
I don't like to throw food away, so I'll freeze and then get it out.
And that's
thaw it out.
that's a lot of extra, you know, once it's done, the prep in the future, just throw back in the slow cooker.
So easy. Now, let's talk about this contest that you're involved in with Reynolds, because we want to get some votes here. Let's talk about this because you are one of the top 10 bloggers competing in this contest. This is really neat.
Yeah, Reynolds put out this basically application where anyone could enter, and they pick 10 bloggers to compete in a cooking competition, and I'm one of the non-cooking bloggers. I'm one of the mom bloggers that are part of it. And every week they give us something that they want us to cook and bring back to their audience on Facebook, and we have to use a different type of Reynolds product, which is a real challenge because you think Reynolds, you think foil, but that's not always the case. We've got the slow cooker liners, and they've got grill packets, and there's all sorts of other things to do with it, and then they'll give you something like, we want you to cook dessert in a grill packet. So you really have to come up with something really unique, and we bring that back to the audience. And every week on Wednesday only, so you don't have to come every day, you can vote for your favorite recipe or favorite blogger, and I'm the only Gulf Coast representative, so hopefully I can get some support in this area.
Absolutely. And how long is this contest going to go on?
It's a 6-week contest, and there are 2 weeks left. So we've got this Wednesday and next Wednesday, and then they will announce 5 winners out of the 10.
Okay, so put it in your smartphone so you'll get a little alert on Wednesday. You need to make sure that you vote. And that's a Facebook contest.
Yeah, it's on facebook.com/Reynolds Kitchens, or you can go to reynoldskitchens.com, and there's going to be a little tab up there like Facebook has, and you can go into the contest.
Okay, and we'll make sure that we put that link on our website as well, so it won't be difficult for you to find. You can go right to it, and you'll also find this recipe. You'll find more information about the blog, mom.com. All of that is on our website. Studio 10 tab on fox10tv.com. We'll let these flavors kind of marry together, and then we'll continue adding more ingredients when we come back.
Back in our great kitchen set with Trisha Haas from mom.com. So that's spelled out, mom.com. 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 We are working on some slow cooker taco soup. Trisha, tell the folks where we're at in the process and what we're working on right now.
Okay, we've already added all of our ingredients, which are right here, and you can also catch on the website.
Sure.
And now we're going to add the spices. You could do this all by hand, but all these companies have made it so easy. So I just picked the Old El Paso taco seasoning and ranch. You'd be surprised, but this really will spice up your soup a little bit.
Ooh, I like it.
So you're going to put both packets into all the ingredients we already had up here.
And if someone's just tuning in, what all do we have in there right now?
Okay, we've got 2 cans of black beans, 1 can of the diced tomatoes, and 1 can of the whole kernel corn. Do not drain those.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and add our spices in there. Also, because this is soup and this tends to get really thick after we add our meat, which a lot of people like, that'd be more like taco chili.
Sure.
We're going to go ahead and do a cup of water as well, because some of
There
that
you
water
go.
evaporates right off of it. So I'm going to add that as well. Get that and stir that all in there together. And the reason it takes about, well, you could do about an hour or even less depending on how high your heat was on the stove, is because all these spices really need to get in there and they need to, you know, simmer and be a part of the ingredients.
That's why we call it slow cooker, because you want to cook it slow so all those flavors get in together and it comes out all good. Now you're here this morning to talk about this big contest that you are a part of. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, Reynolds Wrap has, they opened a contest where anyone could apply, well, anyone as long as they were a blogger, of course, and they picked out 10 blogging moms to go ahead and compete for 6 weeks at a time, and every week we give out a recipe to their audience, and they get to vote the best recipe. At the end, there'll be 5 winners that will represent Reynolds Wrap for the rest of the year.
Pretty cool. So she needs your votes. And what do you win if you do this?
Well, we get a $5,000 contract with Reynolds Wrap for the rest of the year.
Awesome.
We also get 3 articles in some mainstream magazines, which, as you can imagine, is good exposure for our blogs.
Definitely.
And we get 5 years worth of Reynolds Wrap products.
Oh man, so you could have aluminum foil for days?
Forever.
That'd be awesome. I just put it on stuff just in case I didn't need it.
Wrap the kids in it.
Just wrap the kids in it, wrap little Eli in it as well. Yeah, fantastic. All right, so lots of great things that you can win with this contest, and best of luck to you. You guys need to vote. How can they vote again?
You can go over to facebook.com, which everybody's on, /Reynolds Kitchens, or you can go to reynoldskitchens.com and you can see all the past recipes as well.
All right, there's a look at it right there. You can see the contest. Need your votes. Let's have a winner from the Gulf Coast, and we've got this winner that we're working on here in the Great Kitchen Set. When we come back, we'll finish this thing all up. Sound good?
Yep, great, thank you.
All right, Michael and Cherish.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Studio 10. We are in our Great Kitchen Set, and I have Trisha Haas with me from Mom.com. She is a mom, she is a blogger, and this morning she is making some slow cooker taco soup. Now, you have some in the slow cooker, you have some stovetop to show that you can do it in a couple of different ways, just in case you don't have a slow cooker, which we were talking over the break is a really good investment, and sometimes you can get them for a really good price. Especially, I think we got ours Black Friday, and we got a really good deal on a slow cooker. So if you don't have one, I know Black Friday is a little while away, but just watch for deals.
Might be
because
worth the
they're great.
purchase now.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple of different ways to do this, and just to show you can do it either way. Now remind everybody what ingredients you put into your soup.
Okay, we put 2 cans of black beans, 1 can of whole kernel corn, not drained, a can of diced tomatoes, not drained, and then we put a packet of ranch and a packet of taco seasoning mix, and that's where you're going to bring all the seasonings together. And because it will be really thick, after you add a pound of hamburger meat, we took one of those empty cans that we used, filled it up with water, and put that in there too. And then we stirred it all together. So we've got that on the stovetop, and then the slow cooker. And if you use a slow cooker, you can use the slow cooker liners, which is going to be no mess at the end, and this can be a pretty messy meal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now you mentioned the liner, and that is something that's by Reynolds, and you were in a contest. You're one of the top 10 bloggers, and you've gotten to be in this contest, and you only have a couple more weeks of voting, so we need your help. I'm going to let you tell everybody about this contest.
Well, Reynolds opened applications and picked 10 bloggers to compete against each other in a recipe contest every single week, and we submit recipes using their products, and they showcase it to their Facebook audience, which is at facebook.com/ReynoldsKitchens, and then their audience can come on and vote, and I'm the only Gulf Coast blogger, so I'm hoping that you vote for me by default. So
yes, we have to give her some support. support. We love our locals. And only 2 more days to vote.
This week, every Wednesday. There's actually 2 weeks left in the competition, so this Wednesday and next Wednesday, and then they will pick 5 winners.
Okay, so this Wednesday, make sure you put it in your smartphone, mark it on your calendar. You need to go on the Facebook page to vote. And one more time, what is the Facebook page?
It's facebook.com/Reynolds Kitchens, or you can find it easily at reynoldskitchens.com, and you can see all the past recipes, and there are some great ones.
And if you win, what are you going to get?
I get a $5,000 contract with Reynolds Wrap for the remainder of the year, and I also get 5 years worth of Reynolds Wrap products, and that is a lot of products, so I might never have to buy Reynolds again. And also 3 articles in mainstream magazines, and that's a great showcase to show other people about recipes and everything that we do on the blog.
And this can help you because you do have the blog, and you do share recipes on the blog, so you can share some recipes using some of the Reynolds Wrap products. Momdot.com. Tell us a little bit more. You share recipes. What else?
Mainly, I like to blog about my family. I know they're going to grow up someday and go, oh, Mom, why'd you say that? But I definitely blog about my kids. I blog about my husband, products, things that I find at Target and I loved, restaurants, crafts. Yesterday I colored deviled eggs, which is a really kind of an interesting thing. Instead of dyeing the eggshell, you dye the deviled eggs and you make that, and that's a really pretty thing to put on Easter. So pretty much anything that comes up in my life, I openly share it with people.
So some good tips for moms and dads out there.
Definitely.
All right, let's see how this turned out.
Okay.
I can't wait.
We're going to take the one out of our slow cooker, and we did the 2 ways because this is going to take a little bit longer to cook than on our stove there, and we wanted to let the ingredients kind of melt in there.
Now, if you are cooking it in the slow cooker, do you suggest cooking it? How long do you suggest cooking it?
I would cook it for 2 hours on high and then move it to warm, or 4 hours on low. Now I have a small slow cooker, and if you have a lot larger and you do more of this recipe, you're going to want to double that time and do 8 hours on low and 4 hours.
And this recipe feeds about 4.
Well, it depends how much you eat, but I would definitely say that my family has leftovers usually at the end of this, so it might feed about 6.
Okay.
The great thing about taco soup is that you can add a lot of stuff on top of it. Normally, if I was at my house, my husband would probably put a pound of cheese on this and stir it all in there. It'd be like cheese soup by the time it's done. And then I always add sour cream, tomatoes. You can also add avocado. And then one thing that my family does, back up here a minute, forgot about this, is we really like to crunch tortilla chips on the top and use it to dip. So that would be the way I would say that you should try it, like the old, the Haas family way. Do you like sour cream?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
so we'll top it off with a little sour cream. If you want to put cheese, you can do that as well. So really, whatever you like.
yeah, absolutely. Just like you would do a taco.
Okay.
So we'll put a few tomatoes, and I like big chunks of tomatoes. You can do little dicey ones if you want. And then we just take,
Well,
that
it
chip
happens.
wasn't
It's a chip.
cooperating.
Yeah. That happens. That makes it more fun
So-
sometimes with chips.
Do you want my chip, or would you like to do my chip?
I'll get a chip. Okay. Are you going to feed me?
I
This could be a
will.
very interesting cooking segment here on Studio 10 this morning. All right. And here we go.
It's good, right? Mm-hmm. And if you want it to be a little bit spicier, you can add Tabasco or, you know.
That is really good. Make sure you grab that recipe. I want to eat some more of this. So we're going to go ahead and take a little break here. Hopefully you will join us back here in just a couple of minutes. That is really good.